Hey guys, Jason here with Jason's Works, pro tip number 14. I've been wanting to do this video for a while, but just basically go through and show how I go through coins and pick them out, and just some pro tips on that, what to look for the coins. Also, I like to go to coin shops so I can physically pick out the coins myself. There's fly, get the fly, okay, I'm back. So yeah, go to a coin shop where you can pick the coins out yourself. That's, I think, the best way, because you know what you're getting. If you order them online, then it's kind of a, you don't know, it's a grab bag. Sometimes they'll be good, sometimes not. You'll probably pay a little bit more online. So, but it's also good to get to know your local coin dealer. Make them a ring, and most of the time I found that they'll let you pick through the coins. So anyhow, let's get started. Basically, I'll go through some of the most common coins that I purchase and I use, and go from there. Okay, so let's start with dimes. These are pretty small coins, obviously, to make rings from. But I like to, so these are Mercury Dimes, and I just like to spread them out, and so I can take a look, and I'll see if I see any ones that are obviously bad, and I'll just pull them out right away. Like this one here is, you can see, is very worn, and also there's a flat spot right there, so that's not going to work as a coin. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull that one out. So I'll have my cull, and then my mediocre coins, and then my better coins I'll put over there. So in this one, I can see right away, just looking at it, this is really nice dime here. See if I can zoom in. So what I'm looking for on the Mercury Dimes is on the reverse side. You can see this is called a fasci. It's a symbol of power. It goes back to Roman times. They would walk down in a parade or whatever and have this in front. You can also see this in the House of Congress. So right here in the fascia, you can see two ribbons wrapped around a bunch of sticks with an axe head coming out. I don't know why that's a symbol of power, but it is, and it's called the fascia. But those ribbons right there, that's the first part of the dime to wear off when it wears off. So that's what I look for. So this is a really nice looking dime. And then I'll just turn it over, make sure everything looks crisp and clean. You can see the date. And then the last thing I check is the reed. Make sure there's no dents or dings. And that's nice and crisp. So that goes into the good pile there. So I'll just continue looking through. This one is slightly worn. The date is legible, and that one slightly worn again. So I'll just kind of see what type of coins I have here. Looks like they're all pretty good. That one is still crisp, but yeah, see there, it's got a big ding in the reed, so that's not going to work. So I'm just going to throw that, even though it was not too worn. I'm going to cull that because it has that ding. Middle ground, that one's good. That one looks good. So that's basically the process I go through. That one over there. And this one here, you can hardly even read the date, so that one goes to the cull. That one looks good. So that's the process right there. And also, depending on how much money I have to spend that day, I need to figure out how many coins I can get. And kind of an easy way to figure that out is you factor there's about 12 dimes per troy ounce. So you know that if I have there's 4, 8, there's 11. So that's about, if I decide to get those right there, then that's about 1 troy ounce of silver, and then it'll depend what the premium is to purchase it from there. So it's usually, I don't know, maybe 15% or so for junk silver. It'll vary up and down depending on demand. And so we'll go from dimes, or Mercury Dimes, now to Barber Dimes. And the Barbers are cool and kind of, well, there's pros and cons, I guess, to Barbers. The pro is that you can have a Barber dime, quarter, and also a $half, which is cool. They all match. So you can have matching rings that vary in size. So this is Dad's ring, that's Mom's, and that's the kids, something like that, which is cool. And they're also easy to make into rings because they're even thickness. They're not really thick and really thin in different places, but that actually hurts the coin in that it's very easily worn. So it's difficult to find a good one. Now, this dime here is really, really good. There's no dings on the edge. You can see the reed on the wreath on the back is very crisp. That's usually worn down there, so that is definitely a nice one there. Now, if you get into some of these others, like this one here, it's a little bit more worn on the back, but that part's going to be punched out anyhow, so that's not bad. It says 1 dime. I can read the date and read United States of America, so that's okay. I'll put that in the middle there. Let's see if I can find a really nasty one. Well, I can read the dates on all of them, so no dings. Yeah, these all look good. So I must have picked through these. but you'll find a lot of these will be smooth and just flat, smooth with no date, and nothing on there. So, all right. So we got the Barber Dimes and the Mercury Dimes. Let's go to quarters. The Standing Liberty. These are beautiful quarters. They tend to cost a little bit more. Now with these, I found that the dates are worn off, the majority of these. So like this one here, date's worn off, the date's worn off. If I can find one with a date on it, then that's a keeper for me. So there's one with a date. Yeah, no date, no date, no date, no date, no date. So out of all those, there's just one that did have a date. So, but they are beautiful. They are just beautiful coins. So now from the Standing Liberty, let's go to the Washington quarter. So again, I'll just spread these out, and I can see that this one here is worn. You can't read the date. These I typically look at how if I can read the date and read the lettering on the obverse or the head of the coin, and also on the same on the back. You can see this is basically just worn down. 1934, but hard to read. This one here, 1958. That one's easy to read, and the letters are crisp. A little bit of wear on the some of the letters in God We Trust. A lot of the wear is usually around the reed side, and like Liberty may be worn down, but that one's okay. So I'll put that one in the middle pile. That one's worn. This one's crisp. Good letters on there. You can see the feathers on the eagle's wings. So that's a good one. That's the Washington quarters. So, and then we'll go to the Barber quarters. Might as well do those. So you can see here, like this one is almost worn away completely. You can barely read the year, 1909. So that one's out. This one's good. The stars are legible. Again, it's not perfect because you don't have all the detail in the face, but again, you're going to be punching right here, so it's the stars and In God We Trust here and the year that is most critical. But it's a little bit worn on the lettering there. I'll put that in the middle pile. Now this one here looks pretty good. Good detail. Still some left in the face. On the back. And it's worn again. Again, these are hard to find good coins because they're so even in thickness. So yeah, if I was really wanting some Barbers, then I would get these, but wouldn't be my first pick for a ring. Okay, so from Barber Quarters let's go to Barber half dollars. Same story with these. Back up a little bit. They're all the same thickness, or relatively the same thickness, so it can be difficult to find good ones. This one here has it's got a dent in it right there, so that one's cold. I'm gonna pull that one out. Date, it isn't too good. This one's, I can read the date. The stars are fairly crisp. Lettering is on the back is not so good. That one looks nice. 1908. That one's really nice, but it's got a ding. So I'll put that in the middle pile. And another ding there. That ding is just too much. That will come out in the ring, unfortunately. This one looks nice. That one looks nice. There's a slight ding there right in the date. So out of those I have one nice one. And here's this one's in the sleeve. This one's really nice. I probably paid extra for that one. So but that's the Barber half dollars. Now let's go to the Walkers. These are probably the most popular rings. Right there I can see immediately that one's worn really bad. Can't even read the date. So I'm going to cull that one. Now on these, what I look for is just overall, crispness. I've noticed that some years, I think the early, like in the 30s, the rays of the sun are actually not minted as deeply as later on in the 40s. So that's one thing to consider. But they're also older, so they'll be worn more. But for the main thing I look for in the Walking Liberties is if you can see the stripes of the flag wrapped around her left knee, then that is a very, very good coin, very crisp. And then if you can see the detail in her face, because this is the first part to be worn right here. You'll just see like a straight flat line right there. But if you can see the line going across her knee, then you're good to go. So that's a really nice one there. And see, that one's worn and dinged. This one, no, it's just not crisp enough. This guy here, this looks really nice. Got the line going up most of the knee. No dings here. I've noticed too that the coin itself is actually, if you look at the reed, it's actually thinner right here above her head. And then again, it's on some of them on the opposite side. So yeah, I've seen that in pretty much every year for the Walking Liberty. But that will can add difficulty to folding the ring and reducing the ring. So it's just interesting that it's thin right there. And this one, not so good. Got a little ding here. The reed is worn down. It isn't crisp. Flat spot across the Lady Liberty. So yeah, out of those I got two that I like. So okay, let's move on to Ben Franklin here. And these, I don't see any of them that are really worn that pop out to me. So what I like to look for on these is the writing on the back. You should be able to see if it's a really nice coin writing on the bell right here. That's the first place to wear. And this one, not so much. Neither that one. Not so much. That one's really worn down. I'm going to put that one off to the coal side. Not so much. This one's looking pretty good. 62, so it's a younger coin, so that'll explain. But yeah, I can see faint hint of writing there, and not so much. So again, and on the half dollars, 1 troy ounce is about roughly 3 coins. So you know, if I decide to buy these 3 here, then that is about 1 troy ounce right there. So today's prices, that'd be about $18 plus your premium that you're going to be paying for physical. So you know, $22 or something like that right now. So okay, and then JFKs. These are usually all of them pristine because it was the last year that the 90% silver was in circulation. 65, everybody pulled coinage out of circulation. So, but just to make sure, you know, check the reed, make sure there's no dings or dents. This one still has mint luster, just gorgeous. So, but yeah, these are typically really nice coins. Just to do a quick check, you can just roll them around on the edges, and like, yeah, all these are fine. So now to dollars. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit more. Now on the Morgans, there's a piece dollar in here. Let's go to the piece first. The piece is a beautiful coin. Just a gorgeous design. This one is very worn down. You can see that in God We Trust is worn down quite a bit, difficult to read. I've noticed that is one of the first things to go, and also just the detail over hair. Yeah, this one is fairly worn. Also on the reverse side, it's relatively light minting, so piece is very, very light. Even on a new crisp piece dollar, it's still difficult to read. So it does make it a challenge to make a ring out of it. But again, this one is, yeah, the writing is difficult to read, so I would not want to use that for a ring. And with the Morgans, I actually like to look at the tail side or the reverse side first. So this one's got a hole in it, so that's not going to work. That, you know, you should be able to get that at spot price, which is about 3/4 of an ounce. The Morgan dollars and piece dollar, they're right around 3/4 of an ounce. So, but the first thing I look for on the Morgans are the feathers on the chest of the eagle. If they're very crisp, then it's a good coin. If they're worn, then, you know, just a degree of how worn it is. Like this, pretty smooth on the chest. Overall appearance, you know, losing some detail in the hair, but there's no big dings or anything. So I might put that into the middle category. This one here, a bit more worn. No bad dings, but it's just not quite as crisp. So I'm going to put that in the cull. This one, and cull that one. All right, here I got good feathers there. Reed looks good, very crisp, no dings, no dents. I like that one. Lots of feathers on this guy. See there. Got a ding though, right here. Might be able to work it out. Take a little extra work. Put that in the middle. So anyhow, that is what I go through. How I go through the coins and look at them for any flaws or just the overall detail of the coins. It's a lot of fun. I like doing it. You get to see a lot of really cool coins, and they're just fun to play with and stack and just have fun with. So, but again, I like to go to the shop and actually talk to the coin dealer and look at the coins that he has available. So. Well, thanks guys. Hope that helps. Been wanting to do that video for a little while, just to help out for people who are looking to see how to pick out the good coins for the rings. I always try to use the best that I can find, but not spend a lot of money on the premiums or numismatic. I wouldn't want to destroy a numismatic coin anyhow. I'd prefer to stay in with the they call it junk silver. Nothing junky about it. It's just that it means that there's no rarity value or numismatic value to it. So anyhow, thanks again, and be sure to subscribe and check out the Etsy page. I've also got a bunch of other videos. If you're new to the channel, be sure to check out the other videos and subscribe, and talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.